Hi there, welcome to Boy Meets Quilt. I'm Andrew Vay Hansen, and I'm going to do another unboxing video today. So, as of the day of this recording, the day before was my birthday. And so, as kind of a little treat, and also to take advantage of a big sale, I went ahead and bought a bunch of yardage fabrics from Bluprint, mybluprint.com. I'm sure many of you are aware, but unfortunately, Bluprint seems to be going out of business, which is really too bad. Their tutorials were amazing. When they were craftsy, the Amy Gibson tutorial of how to make a cozy quilt was actually the first quilt I ever made, right behind me here. And it's what got me hooked on quilting. So I'm really grateful to everything that Craftsy and then Bluprint has provided to everyone who wants to make things. It's really unfortunate that they are going away. Hopefully something will rise from the ashes. In the meantime, I did take advantage of their big 60% off sale that they're having on all their products, including a lot of their boundless fabrics, which are great. I love the boundless fabric lines. So my package actually arrived on my birthday yesterday, which was quite convenient, but I saved it for today to open up for all of you out there. So let's see what we got. I made a commitment to myself to not buy any fat quarters or pre-cuts, even though that's really what I wanted to buy, because I just love having collections of fabric that all go together and are beautiful together. But I have so many fat quarters in my stash that I just can't justify buying any more until I actually use them. I'm sure you can relate. But I do need yardage. You always need yardage. At least for me, I don't prefer making pieced backs for my quilts. I prefer just using yardage. It's just easier. And so you need, sometimes depending on the size of the quilt, you need 5 to 6 yards of fabric for the back of your quilt. So that's what I did, That's the nice thing about these sales. So let's look at what we got. Oh, look at this. All right, we have some Lillian Loom, which is always a great set. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. And obviously some of these I'll use for backing, but some of them I'll probably use for like whatever I need to use them for. And then I think most of this is all Lillian Loom, actually. Look at how fun that is! These really cool clamshells and the pinks and the oranges. Oh, I love that color combination. I think it's so fun. That's really beautiful. Ooh, this is really fun too. I probably should have opened up these bags, but then I wouldn't have been surprised. And I love this. I loved seeing this on the website, and it looks even better in person. There's some really fun kind of magenta purpley type colors here. And the swirls. This is a really nice print. Yeah. Now this, they had a bunch of end of bolt sales, and so, but you had to buy whatever they had. For the end of bolts, so that meant some of these are like 8 yards of fabric, which I generally don't buy 8 yards of fabric at a time, but I couldn't resist because this is my favorite color of all time. Look at this beautiful lime green, and just a very subtle print with these concentric circles, and they're really quite lovely, and this is going to make such a great backing, but it's also low volume of a print enough that I could maybe use it for some background for an actual quilt top. We'll see. I just love this fabric. Also, you know, I'm trying to get into more sewing projects. I'm trying to organize my sewing station a little bit more, and instead of buying like plastic containers or things that aren't as eco-friendly, I've been wanting to make my own containers. So this might be used for a fun little box or bag that I can put some sewing supplies in. All right. Oh, this is really great. This is exactly what I wanted. Look at that. I love these bricks or tiles, whatever you want to call them. You know, a lot of my quilts recently have had like an urban feeling to them because I live in Brooklyn, New York. I live in a very urban area. And so I like the idea of mixing the traditional art of quilting with an urban aesthetic. And this actual like funky brick pattern will fit in perfectly with that aesthetic, I think. We'll see. I have no idea what I'll use any of these for at this point, but the brain will start churning soon enough. Oh, that's a nice bag. And here's another end of bolt fabric. Oh, look at that. Again, I love green. Green is my favorite color, and I particularly love, I mean, I love any kind of green, but I really like kind of those bright yellowy greens, just a little bit. Like this just has a teeny tiny touch of yellow in it. And it's just so bright and fresh, especially this time of year, end of spring, beginning of summer. This just seems to fit right in. And again, this is like 8 or 9 yards of fabric, so I will be using this. It's perfect for backing, it's just very subtle, but also could be used for background. We'll see. We'll see, and that's it. And look, one of this, that last one came in this nice little zippered bag. I could use this for some storage as well. So I will hold on to that. That's pretty nice. So those are all of my fabrics, empty box. But it was super fun to do some shopping. I probably bought more than I needed, but I now have a nice collection of yardage that I can use for backing, which means I need to start actually making some quilts again. It's been a while. You know, this whole pandemic that we're in, and then now all of the protests that are happening in the major cities throughout the world, including New York and including my neighborhood, you know, have put my creative juices kind of below the surface right now. But hopefully we will all come out better at the end of this. And I definitely hope to start getting back into my crafting and quilting and making, and hopefully making some things inspired by everything that's been going on, and having some beauty and goodness come out of all of this. That's what we need to strive for, I think, all of us together. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video, and you know, I hope you get to do some unboxing of your own soon, and happy crafting and happy quilting, happy making, and just be safe out there, and we're all going to get through this. We're all going to get through this together. All right.